Madison is just such a special place, and it's not just one thing with Madison. Maybe it starts with the environment. It starts with our lakes. It starts with our farmland. We've got the businesses in Madison that are extraordinary corporate citizens, right? We've got the schools in Madison. And we got the general Midwestern politeness and kindness in Madison. So all of those things together make it just a really special place to call home. The Berbee Derby idea first came from an article I saw in the Wall Street Journal about how popular Thanksgiving Day races were, and I realized that we didn't have one in Madison. And the neat thing about a Thanksgiving Day race is everybody has the day off. You're just going to watch football and eat all day anyway. And so the idea of having a race in the morning where everybody can get a little bit of exercise in, do some healthy activities, and then go enjoy your day with the family just made perfect sense. Everybody kind of won. The families came out, we raised quite a bit of money for the community. It was nothing but a positive event. And then we had to decide what exactly we were going to use the funds for. And Paul Shane, my partner at the company, came up with this idea of why don't we create something that supports technology education. The Berbee company was a highly technical company. Creating the Technology Education Foundation as the recipient of the funds just made all the sense in the world given what the company itself did. Probably some of the best days for me in the year are when I get to give away money. One of my favorite ones is one of the local schools approached us. They wanted to buy whiteboards. After it was funded and after the school put it in place, a bunch of us went on a little field trip to see it. And to see the difference in the way the classroom operated with this interactive whiteboard and the way all the students participated was just a real eye-opener for me of just the real power of how technology can change the way people interact and learn. And that was one of my favorite early experiences.
When I started teaching at our school 9 years ago, I walked into my classroom and it had zero technology. And here we are now where I have a full set of Chromebooks for my students. I have a Clever Touch smartboard, and it's absolutely changed the way I've been able to teach. Our students have learned so much, and we just see them taking those skills that they learned in middle school, but translating it to high school and beyond has been really exciting to see.
Technology is vital for our students, and being able to have the resources through the grant has been a game changer for us. We would not be able to give our kids the opportunities to do what they do without the foundation and the grants that we've received.
Being able to access technology is crucial to communities like Bayview. Things like cost are a huge barrier to people of communities that are low income. Having grants that allow us to give that access to the neighborhood helps empower people to advance in their own lives and really take ownership and have autonomy over what direction they want to head in.
After 20 years of success with the Berbee Derby, it was time to let another organization be in charge and run the event. And we ended up deciding to transfer the Berbee Derby to Try for Schools. Idea being that in many ways a similar organization dedicated to success in schools and felt like a good decision. I'm looking forward to seeing their success in the future. So one of the decisions that we had to make with the conclusion of the Berbee Derby is we had to decide what we were going to do with the endowment that we'd built up over the years. And after looking at all of our options, partnering with the Madison Community Foundation and transferring the assets there made the most sense. And I think the opportunity to apply some of the funds that we've provided with funds that are already existing at the Madison Community Foundation will be very powerful in terms of making even a bigger difference than we would have been able to make if we were still managing the funds ourselves. Frankly, they had a much broader reach and better understanding of community needs than we did at the Berbee Derby. And so it didn't take us very long at all to get comfortable with the idea that the Madison Community Foundation would be the right steward for that endowment into the future.
I'm very excited that the fund will continue at the Madison Community Foundation. This is the first fund we have that will focus purely on education, innovation, and technology. And we're really excited to be able to get that money out to the many, many deserving nonprofits in Dane County.
So Simpson Street Free Press is a local nonprofit. We've been around for over 30 years, and students write for our newspaper, and they use newspapering as a way to teach literacy skills to students. Building academic confidence with students, it changes their lives. And when I talk to them, they get really excited about their future.
Here at Simpson Street Free Press, we use technology in every aspect of our newsroom operations.
When I was younger, I read a lot of books, and I had a really creative mind, but I didn't really know where to put it. And so I joined Simpson Street, and immediately, I was just kind of like immersed in like learning how to write properly, and getting my stories out just meant a lot to me.
Simpson Street definitely made me much more of a well-rounded person in all aspects of my life. Because, reading is really like how you live. Like, in order to live, you have to know how to read, you have to know how to communicate.
Simpson Street has made a huge impact in my life, especially in my self-esteem as a reader and a writer. Everybody's here to learn and to grow together.
It's an environment of growth. It's really just been my path to success, I would say.
So we're very grateful for the Technology Education Foundation for their generous donations to Simpson Street Free Press.
I had the benefit of growing up in Madison and going to the public schools in Madison and going to the University of Wisconsin and being part of a very special community that was very generous, right? The opportunity to be on the other side of that and be one of the people that gives back is really rewarding. Of all the things I've done, it's probably the favorite thing I've done in my life. Your original goal of trying to give back actually ended up kind of going the other direction. You got more from it than you gave, which is so often the case in life. To the extent that anybody thinks about the Berbee Derby or the Technology Education Foundation, I hope that people realize that not only did they come out and participate and hopefully have a good time on Thanksgiving morning, but I hope that they, in some small way, might realize the legacy of what they've helped create.